It's raining outside. It's a lovely, cozy day. Greetings, guys. Welcome to my channel. This is the Daddy Issues Club. I know I've been gone, but I'm back by my own popular demand. I just had a few things to do at the end of last year. I got my degree with distinction. Yes. And I lost about 5-6 kilograms. I did that all by sort of changing my mindset around food, no calorie counting, no weird crash diets, just a system that works for me. Today, that's a system I am going to share with you. It's called The Art of Self-Negotiation. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe if you want to be part of the Daddy Issues Club. You know, sharing some self-help with some good vibes. Let's get into the video. What I did was I took the 4 principles of negotiation, like the Harvard principles or some science people, and I decided I would implement that to be able to negotiate with myself on a day-to-day basis. So principle number 1 is to actually separate the person from the issue. When you are negotiating with someone, the idea is that you're kind of friendly, you're kind of nice to them, you kind of sweet talk them a bit so that you, even if they're your enemy or the last person you ever want to hang out with, the idea is that you need to sort of get something out of the situation with the least amount of compromise as possible. I've approached that with myself on days when I didn't particularly like myself very much, or you know, your self-esteem or your confidence is just a little on the low side. I can still engage with myself as if I like myself that day so that I get the best possible outcome with the least compromise. Does that make sense? Eventually, over time, you get to a point where you're not pretending that you're someone you're friendly with, but you bridge that gap and you are engaging with yourself like you love yourself, which you should, and I love you. I'm just here for good vibes. I'm just here for good vibes, okay? Principle number 2 is negotiate with yourself based on getting a win-win situation. You want your inner mean girl and your critic to meet, you know, the other version of you or the best version of you somewhere in the middle. For me, that meant not squishing or squashing the voice of my inner mean girl, but instead taking her interests into account and meeting her in the middle somewhere, because she is a part of me. And I think everyone's inner critic and inner mean girl will always be a part of them. Principle number 3 is that you need to develop a criteria that the end goal or your solution to your problem must fulfill. In other words, because I had to look that up, what boxes must be ticked for you to know that this is a win-win situation? That's something one has to explore within themselves. When you approach yourself that way, you make your own criteria for success and failure, and then you also open up some options for yourself, right? I feel like self-love is a lot of trial and error, and no one ever talks about how much trial and error it is. Self-love is trial and error. Yeah. So, principle number 4. You should have options to choose from, but not too many options or you'll get overwhelmed. So when you like negotiate with yourself and you know, you're just bouncing off, you're having these ideas, you're chatting to yourself about how you're gonna go through this day or this week, what your plan is, you should have various options that would make it easier for you to complete those tasks, but not too many options or too much to do such that you would get overwhelmed. You know, that I feel like I'm explaining this badly, but it does make sense. I think you should look it up. I should look it up. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining me today. I hope that was a good vibe for you. Let me know in the comments below. Do you have any similar methods? Do you negotiate with yourself? How do you speak to yourself? It matters. It's important. See you in the next episode of the Daddy Issues Club. And yeah.